I'm live. Okay, we're trying this again. Sorry. Work calls trump everything. In 6 days, we'll do that in a minute. So, I can't remember what I was talking about. It's hard enough for me to stay on one track when I'm telling a story. I think we're talking about the hand look stitches. So, Janome does some hand look stitches. And before I got my M7, because this is pre-M7, I always wanted one. And my educator friend, Amy, was working, I can't remember what show. I think it was the Paducah show last year. So this is over a year ago. And she came over and I can't remember, we were chit-chatting. And I said, like, show me something cool, or I don't know, something like that. And so she took me over to the M7. She got a spool because I was working in the Superior Threads booth. So she grabbed a spool of monopoly because I'm like, go do a demo, but you can have whatever you want and go do a demo. So one, if you are ever using any type of mono filament thread, mono whatever, monopoly is the way to go. This is my number one, my absolute favorite. I will use no other. I've tried others in the past before I found this. And it was to the point I wanted to throw the thread out the window. I absolutely love everything about monopoly. I was very scared to use it the first time, and I use it so much that I just have cones of it because I also lose it so much. Again, you know me. I'm going to misplace things. So I have cones of it. There's actually a big cone on my machine. I have spools of it because I said, hey, Mickey. Chris, we have to talk because I saw your comment coming through on my phone saying that you like Kauai. We haven't been. Should we go? We went to Lanai to go scuba diving. Oh, I guess I should tell that story. But let me talk about monopoly first. So monopoly, I use it. I love it. It's one of the best. But I love the fact that you can get a dark one. So if you didn't know, it comes in smoke. So if you're working on a dark color, you can use smoke. If you're working on lighter colors, you can use the clear because it does have a little bit of a shine. That's the one thing. But it's fantastic. I have heard that, Chris, that it's less hectic. Work again. Let me see. What is this? Oh. So I love everything monopoly, and so I gave her some of this, and she went through and just loaded the thread. I don't even feel like she did anything fancy. Hit a button on the screen, and then started, look, I can make it look like hand sewing. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the ease that she was able to work the stitch out. Because I had previously had machines that had it, and I could never get it to work. Probably I was using the wrong thread. It was not the machine, it was the thread, but whatever. So I wanted to show off the stitch because it was such a shocker to me, the ease of using it. So I've been playing around. I actually learned some other things playing with this, but I decided for my Janome video, because I do Janome videos a few times a year, I was going to make a mug rug because they wanted something holiday themed. I'm like, oh, I'll just draw like a beach scene. I just got back from Hawaii. Why not? And then I can just hand stitch this because I'm not going to hand quilt. So I drew this. And look, this is how when I teach, I'm always like, I can stitch it, but I can't draw it. Look at this. It's horrible. Look at that. Look at that palm tree. And it's been erased a few times. It looks like somebody who has a bad haircut. So I drew this, but turns out it looks pretty good whenever you turn it into fabric. Look at that. And this fabric, this is a banana tree. And there's my bananas. So yeah, so I'm making mug rugs. And so I did that. And then here's the finished mug rug. that's hand stitched. Now, we'll talk more about this in a second, but look at that. And it looks like it's hand stitched. Look how close you are. You can't see that there's a monopoly stitch in there, can you? If you can, just say no. But look how good that does. And then come back. One thing like this bugs me. I'm gonna try to iron it out. What had happened was I needed some more stability and I couldn't find any stabilizer. And I stuck a layer of Badge Master in there, which Badge Master is a water-soluble stabilizer. So I guess I could just go soak this and like dissolve that soluble. But it's a water-soluble stabilizer. And everything else is just fused on. It's just applique. And that water-soluble stabilizer, what was I saying? Oh, I feel like that's why I'm getting the wrinkles. Because it didn't start like that. But, there's a lot of tension. How this stitch works, it uses a lot of tension on top. And this is actually the bobbin thread that is pulling up. And I did some like trial and error things. I'm showing you this now, but you still have to watch the video when it comes out. So I can say, look, I have a lot of views. So I was doing it with different size threads. So this is 40 weight. Let me see. So these are 40 weight, kind of, not this one. And then this one over here is a 50. So you can kind of see the different thicknesses. I just loved it. It's such a cool technique. And I love that I can do it on my machine. The other thing that these machines do, which is not weird, it's kind of funny. Well, one, they have a stitch that's perfect. Hi, Heather. And then they have a stitch that does this. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, since you're here, I don't have it. In the next video for my Janome, I was using your slap bracelet. So it says, when I'm showing off my stabilizer, it says Classy Creations. You're welcome. It just so happens I have 2 slap bracelets and yours was one of them. And it made me think of you and I'm like, oh, I miss those girls. Sorry. But it has one that's like jagged. So it's not straight. So it really looks like if I did it. So I should have used that one, but I used the straight one. Although I did wavy lines, so it's not super straight. But I love this. The other thing that there's a hand looking technique in the Janomes and the M8s. I don't know which ones have it and which ones don't. That you can pick a design and then you can like distort it a little bit so it looks like you hand stitched it because it's not perfect. So instead of doing a nice curve on like a petal, it'll distort that petal and kind of distort the stitches. So some of them will be a little bigger than the other ones to make it look like you hand did it. I thought that was funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So yeah, I did that. I've been working on my cross stitch. Love it. For those of you in Southern California, the SoCal Shop Hop, or I don't even know what it's called, but the Southern California Shop Hop is happening coming up in a few weeks. It's going to be the 11th through the 14th, and then the 18th through the 21st. I'm going to be hanging out with Trish Tack Sew, mostly on the weekends, probably more morning, because I'm going to be there showing off the Lore Stars since it's right down the street. Why not? But I was doing a live there the other day, and she has this panel, this one. This is a funny story. So she has this panel, which I love. So if you need this panel, Trish Tack Sew has it, and it's like a flag, but then it's like a quilt. And I'm like, oh, easy to long arm, blah, blah. And so I bought it. And I bought some backing and stuff. And I was sitting here yesterday going, I think I already bought that panel. This is the panel I already bought. I found it under the long arm. I don't really remember where the new panel is. I don't know where I put the stuff that I bought that day. It's probably still in the bag, but I know I have a new one. But it was funny because I was going in to do that live. What was that? I don't know what that sound was. I was going in to do that live, and somebody walked in and she's like, oh, I have this and I want to quilt it myself. And it's my second thing I've ever made. It was a little like tree or table topper. Oh my God, it was so cute. But then I got to talk to her like for an hour about quilting. And I'm like, oh, I miss this. So yeah. Oh my gosh, things are just blowing up. I have texts going on. I have emails going on. Just everything. The world is going crazy just in the last 10 minutes. And I haven't ate lunch. So what else is going on? I love that. I love that. I love my cross stitch. I'm like addicted to cross stitch. 4th of July, who knows what we're doing? Ben has jury duty this week, and they haven't called him. Let's see. Are you planning to teach a Stitch in Heaven cruise in 25? The long arm seminar I had planned for this fall was canceled due to lack of interest. I really need to learn more. I don't know if we're doing one in 2025. I haven't heard anything, but also since I have a real job, to do that, I have to take vacation. So it would totally depend. I am teaching in Australia in 2025. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to take another week to do a long arm cruise. But if I do, I'll let you know. Me and Mickey should bring it back. I mean, we always had a great time. Yes, I do. I miss teaching. I really do. It's such a good time. I make so many friends. Don't get me sad. I do love slap bracelets. Oh, look what I found. That's so funny. But Mickey's teaching in Pana, Illinois next week. If you're close to Pana, Illinois, there still might be some spots. Can I come to Georgia? I won't be there to teach. I can tell you that. But I don't know if I've ever actually been to Georgia. Not that I don't want to go. I've been to the airport, but that's it. Yeah, it's just the teaching nowadays is very selective just because I have to, again, take vacation to do it. Lisa, I miss you all too. Oh my gosh, I gotta take this. You guys, we'll see you next week. Love you all. Mwah.